Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show from the Colin Scroggins Studios. It's Thrift Behringer here live on this late edition Sunday night. It's a late Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. We hadn't done one of these late night editions in a long time. We are presented by Houston Clinic, Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Coca-Cola, and we'll be dropping in just a moment a brand new presenting sponsor that we are so excited. They're big in the community, and we cannot wait to talk about that. So we have that going on. We also got another sponsor that'll be sponsoring all the Russell County games of the week and Smith Station games of the week. We'll drop that here in just a little bit. Man, what a weekend. First, I want to start off Columbus Lions. 3-0 to start the season, dominated the Mississippi Wolfpack. Team that won the AAL2 championship last year was no match for the Lions. They probably went a good quarter and a half without even scoring. The Lions dominated in every fashion. But when talking with Damian Daniels, he wasn't satisfied or happy with the performance from his team late in the game. He thought they were sloppy, and he knows going on the road to Jersey, one of the teams that are favored, them, Wheeling, and Columbus, I think, are the favorites. Mississippi just trying to get into their category. Jersey, though, on the road, it's going to be a tough environment. He knows those sloppiness cannot carry over to the next game. Blaine Espinoza was great. The defense was lights out. And A.J. Robinson, a 14-year-old sensation, was incredible at halftime, man. Really impressed by his performance. It's almost surreal that that's a 14-year-old voice when he starts singing. But there you go again, Corey Blatt, Roger Beck, everybody in the Lions organization putting on an incredible experience. It was the biggest crowd that they've had so far, and they're all bigger than last year. So each week it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's bigger than it was last year. That showed you what the ownership is doing. They're going out in the community. You're seeing businesses that are wanting to support what the Lions are doing. I think that is really incredible, and I think it's awesome what the Columbus Lions have been able to do so far. Big win, 62-28. They'll go to 2-0 in league play, 3-0 on the season, and they'll take on Jersey next week on the road. We'll have the Columbus Lions Coaches Show live this Wednesday. I'll be there, and you can watch it on the Columbus Lions YouTube and Facebook. We love partnering with the Columbus Lions. A good win for them. How about in high school sports? What happened last week? Well, we wrapped up GIAA soccer and baseball regular season, and we had several playoff games. On today's show, I got several guests that include Mike Frost, who will be talking power rankings. He's our baseball analyst. And again, if you don't like the rankings, call Richard Holdridge and Mike Frost, and they will gladly talk to you for hours on end on why they ranked them the way they ranked them. Please don't bother me with it. And if you see me in public, I'll just direct you to Mike Frost and Richard Holdridge about those rankings. We'll have him on. And then a special guest. And I keep pulling him out, and he gets mad at me every time he comes out of hibernation, but I'm pulling him back out again. It's Dana Barker. He's stopping by. We're going to talk River Dragons. The season just ended. Still a great year for them. I know it didn't end the way they wanted to at home, losing a PD, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Clingstone start. Spring football is underway, and a bunch of other things that are happening around to wrap up tonight's show. So great show in store, dropping rankings, new sponsors, where we're going to be at this week. But let's recap last week. So, last week we had several playoff games. Harris County season comes to an end as they lose to to Kell in a 3-game series. They lost the If Necessary on Thursday. Great season. They finished the season this year at 24-10. So, 24 wins for Brandon Jenkins, and the way they, everything they had to overcome this year, and they still won 24 games. Really impressed with how Harris County played this year, losing in the second round in 3 games to Kell. Columbus High, they had a tough one. Michael Nottleman was great on the mound in Game 1. They won 2-0. They were up 8-3 in Game 2 in the bottom of the 6th, and Cook ended up coming back, tying it at 8, and then winning it in the 9th, 9-8. And then in the If Necessary game on Friday, Cook had no problem. They end up winning 9-3. So season comes to an end for Columbus High. They finished 23-12. Thought they may make it one more round. Either way, Cook or Columbus, whoever won, was going to be on the road at a really good Redan team. But tough loss for Columbus High. Great season, though, for seniors like Mike Nottleman and Axel Sayre, Ren Smith, glad that we were able to be there and broadcast the games. Thank you to Columbus High Booster Club. Thank you to Mike Nodelman and all the supporters over there for Columbus High Baseball. They were very hospitable. They fed us. They made us feel good, and we hope to give them a great broadcast. It sucked that they ended up losing, but we're cheering them on. How about the Calvary Christian Knights? Able to take down Heritage, able to take down Citizens Christian. They're on a 7-game winning streak. They're 16-14, and Calvary is playing their best ball. Pacelli boys, how about this? They've gone from being number 4 in the rankings last week in the GIAA, and then winning against Brookstone and Calvary this week. They're ranked number 1 in the final rankings. How about that? Defending state champion going to be ranked number 1. What a way for Coach Goja's team to finish out the year. So a great week for them, and now we're in playoff mode. Glenwood Gators, 3-game series over Wicksburg. They had to go 3. They won the first, lost the second, and then won the third, 17-3. Dominated on Saturday. Great win for the Glenwood Gators and Ken Fanning, and they move on to the quarterfinals. They'll be hosting the Altamont School, and I'm going to make sure I'm saying that correctly. Yes, the Altamont School, a private school in Alabama. They'll be hosting them on Wednesday. So Gators move on. They're still alive. Calvary and Brookstone baseball, only team still alive in our coverage area on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. So Cougars will get a first-round bye this week. Calvary will host on Friday and Saturday. We'll talk about all that in the rankings coming up next, but that will be with Mike Frost. But before we do that, I do want to make an announcement. First, we got a sponsorship for the Smith Station Games of the Week and the Russell County Games of the Week. I want to say welcome to Slim Chickens, to the Georgia Alabama Sports Live family. Thank you to Austin Thomas and Slim Chickens for his support of what we do. We are super excited about this partnership. So every time you'll see Smith Station coaches shows, you'll see Russell County coaches shows, there will be the Smith Station and Russell County Games of the Week by Slim Chickens. It's the Slim Chickens Russell County Game of the Week and the Slim Chickens Smith Station Game of the Week. So we appreciate Slim Chickens. You can go vote right now for the People's Choice Award for the top chicken tenders in our area. Go vote right now for that. Vote Slim Chickens. Voting ends May the 15th. We'll have that on our social media. Slim Chickens for Best Chicken Tenders and Wings category for the People's Choice Awards. And the other sponsor, we've been looking for a 4th presenting sponsor, as we have 3 of them. You hear about Glenn Smith, you see Houston Clinic, you know about Coke. Well, guess what? Mike Costello Law is joining the party as a presenting sponsor. Thank you to Mike Costello, Brandy Alday specifically, for their belief in what we do at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. So anytime you're in a car wreck, there's only one call I want to make. And it's not what you think. It's one called to Mike Costello. I wouldn't recommend anyone else. Brandy Alday and her staff are going to make sure they take care of you. And I'll steal someone else's jingle because guess what I can? Not one call, that's all, to Mike Costello, presenting sponsor on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Thank you so much for what they do and what they believe in with us. I'm super excited about this. We've had this kind of close to the vest, and so for next year, and again, both these sponsorships will go from now until next year. Costello, the man with the plan, give him a call right now and let them take care of you. We want to say thank you again to Mike Costello, new presenting sponsor on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back from break, that man, Frosty, the baseball analyst, he's going to come and drop the rankings. And if he gets mad or you get mad at him, you can melt him away. That was terrible. But either way, we're talking rankings with Mike Frost coming up next on Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
Listen up. This isn't some fast food nonsense. Our kitchen runs full tilt because shortcuts, not our thing. Those jar desserts, made by hand. Our Cayenne Ranch doesn't make it so. Our tenders are real tenderloin. Not like the other guys. Nope. We put the work in early. We brine. We buttermilk. We hand bread. Our cooked-to-order tenderloins rule the roost. It's real. Handmade.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of GMC Sierra trucks. 1500s, 2500s, every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile!
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
A strong workout needs a strong recovery. And with your Planet Fitness Black Card, you get access to 6 new amenities, like the Red Light Sauna and Polar Dry Plunge, both designed to reduce muscle soreness and relieve tension. Reset, restore, and recover your muscles so you can do it all again tomorrow.
You gotta try this.
Join Planet Fitness today for just $1 down, $24.99 a month.
New Black Card Spa amenities. Even stronger value. Deal ends May 15th.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
A strong workout needs a strong recovery. And with your Planet Fitness Black Card, you get access to 6 new amenities, like the Red Light Sauna and Polar Dry Plunge, both designed to reduce muscle soreness and relieve tension. Reset, restore, and recover your muscles so you can do it all again tomorrow.
You gotta try this.
Join Planet Fitness today for just $1 down, $24.99 a month.
New Black Card Spa amenities. Even stronger value. Deal ends May 15th.
back, everyone. Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show from the Colin Scroggins Studios, and we got him, the man himself. It's Mike Frost. How are you, Mike?
Good, man. Good. Hanging in there, ready for some more baseball the next couple of weeks.
Another day, another dollar, as they always say. And for baseball, it's playoffs for GIAA schools. We only got one public school left in our coverage area on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and that is the Glenwood Gators. Mike, let's go ahead and throw up the rankings. We got several teams that are done right now, so we'll go through them kind of quickly. Russell County season, they didn't make the playoffs, but a improved year. They had a chance. Then obviously Rehoboth and Pike Road, tough outs for them. They finished 12-18. Jordan, they did make the playoffs, lost in that first round. They finished 13-18. For Smith Station, just 7A playing in a tough region. Again, they had a chance and just couldn't finish out the year. Shaw, number 8, and Shaw getting a 20 win for Coach Dormity's team, losing at Rockmart 2-1 and 3-1, the defending state champion. Listen, Coach Dormity's got something rolling there. They got a lot of young talent, including the Long Twins are going to return. They come in at number 7. Your thoughts on the 10 through 7, Mike?
Well, you look at Russell County, like you said, I have a lot to look forward to as well. A really young team. Danny Danielson's really starting to build that program out there. We'll see how they look next year. You got kids like Van Richards and E.J. Richards at bat, able to play well in the field as well. Kids like Ryder Kiesel on the mound. So they got a lot of stuff to return and look forward to next year going into the playoffs, trying to win an area and make it to the playoffs for the first time in a few years. Jordan did a good job, had a good showing in Game 1 out there on the road with Bradley Smith on the mound. Just couldn't really get anything going in Game 2. Ended up getting swept up there. Smith Station, another team I'm looking forward to see next year as well. Their season's ended now, but like I said, towards the end of the season, the entire starting lineup were all underclassmen. You didn't have a single senior starting on the field, and they still were able to really compete in games with Central and Auburn. So I look forward to how they look next year as well. And then Shaw, like you said, I mean, Coach Dormity doing a great job. You see him kind of jumble things around in the lineup throughout the season, especially when Lovett was out. But to be able to go into the playoffs, go on the road up to Rockmart and hold them to 2-1, 3-1 ball games and be in both of them, that's a heck of a feat that early in the playoffs against a defending state champ.
All right, let's talk about the top 6. Number 6 is the hottest team we have going right now, the Calvary Christian Knight. Coach Steve Smith, they've won 7 in a row. They're 16-14. They beat Citizens Christian. They took down Heritage. And I wouldn't want to face them anyone in the playoffs. They get to host the first round. As of now, the brackets have not come out yet. This is all just predicated on what we know. But from what we've seen with the rankings, Calvary should be the number 7 seed unless something changes. And they'll probably be hosting Bullock this weekend. If they win that, we get Brookstone Calvary again. Remember last year, Calvary run 2 of 3, and there were a lot of fireworks. This year, Brookstone wins 2 of 3. Every one of the games went down the wire, a lot of fireworks. Think about if we get it again in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Holy smokes. Sign me up. Everybody and their moms will be watching it. I can't wait to be there. But first, they got to take care of business. Calvary did lose last year in the first round to Strong Rock. They don't want that to happen again this year. I know Coach Smith likes where his team's at right now. They're at number 6. And if they're able to win a first round and maybe even pull a second round upset, I can see Calvary maybe even getting to the top 5. Northside didn't want to drop them yet, even though they lost in the first round. Again, if Calvary was able to win a first round, I may be more inclined to move them past Northside. But a great season for Coach Powell's team. Tough region they played in. They come in at number 5. Talk about them. We'll get in the top 4 in just a minute. Calvary and Northside.
Yeah, Calvary the last couple of weeks, I've been out there quite a bit, whether it was covering the Calvary Brookstone that entire series, being at Calvary this past week when they took on Citizens Christian and Heritage to get those 2 big wins. To take on Citizens Christian, where they had basically the top 3 right-handed pitcher in all of high school ball. He's a perfect game 10 ranking. Blake Bryant, and they were able to get the win there with Liam Anderson having 2 huge RBI base hits. But probably who's turned into my favorite baseball player in this entire area is a sophomore on the mound for Calvary Christian. That's Fitz Stone. He's come out, complete game win against Brookstone a few weeks ago, and then goes 7 innings, even though it went 8. It took extra innings to beat Citizens Christian, but for him to go 7 innings again as a sophomore and take down one of the top-ranked teams in all of Georgia, you can tell it's kind of turned a corner there. They've got a little bit more feistiness about them. They came out a little flat against Heritage, ended up getting the win regardless. And then you look at Northside, Coach Powell, one of the better coaches, longest tenured coaches around here, one of them, and he knows how to win, and he knows how to develop programs. And you look at some of these guys, they're going to be losing a lot here, and towards the end of the year, not having Sam Laney on the mound really hurt them in the playoffs. But They got a lot returning back here. They're going to lose Chris Biggs, Noah Ferris, Sam Laney, guys like that. But I look forward to seeing what Coach Powell has ready for next year as well.
All right, let's move into the top 4. Columbus High, tough one for them. I really thought this team had a chance to maybe make a deeper run and maybe even get to a semifinal. Losing to Cook, they won the first game. In my opinion, and I've said this over and over again, I think the best player in this area has been Mike Donovan.
Oh, yeah.
When you're 7-1 with a sub 1.5, really 1 point, I think it was like 1.0 was the ERA. I think it was around there. When you're sub 2 ERA, then you lead the team in home runs, hits, RBIs, batting average, and you lead in every statistical category in pitching and hitting, and you help lead your team to 23 wins. Yeah, man, I'm putting him up there with a McCrane type year, man. I'm serious. I think what I've seen from Nottleman, he didn't get near probably the limelight, but he's also, by the way, going to a team that's in the top 4 in college baseball in Georgia Tech. I think it's been incredible. I think he's been the player of the year this year, and it was tough watching him win that game 1, being up 8-3 in game 2, and I don't want to say blowing it, but allowing the lead to evaporate and up losing 9-8, and then in game 3 they lose 9-3. Tough way to end the season, but an incredible career for Mike Nottleman.
Oh, yeah. Nottleman is definitely the best. Like, I know I brought up Fitstone about being my favorite, but Michael Nottleman is the best player in the entire area. I mean, the kid's tall, lefty. Like you said, I mean, there's not too many guys that can go out and go shutouts all 7 innings in the playoffs, turn around and come up to the plate and get intentionally walked at the same time because they fear him at the bat as well. So Nottleman, both ways in high school ball, able to dominate. Had a great year. You hate to see what happened, but that was kind of one of the things we thought about all season long with Columbus, just the depth of pitching was probably going to catch up to him in the playoffs, and that's kind of what happened there with Game 2, being up 5 runs with about 5 outs to go. Couldn't get the win. Come Game 3, Cook just a little bit deeper on the roster. We're able to get the win on the road at Columbus at Randy Jordan Field. So unfortunate for Coach Mathis and his team, but it's something to look forward to. They still got a lot of youth. I mean, you got a catcher in Colton Hefner who's an amazing freshman that batted over 300 for the season, hit around the cleanup spot, maybe 5 spots sometimes, but they have a lot to look forward to out there as well.
All right, top 3. Number 3, Brookstone. Finished in the top 2 of the GIAA rankings, as they should be. I guess people started hearing my cries because how in God's green earth is a defending 2-time state champion having to be on the road for anybody, especially when you look at the rankings, by the way, in the GIAA. They have the second most wins at anyone. They had the second fewest losses. If anybody was going to be above them, you could say because strength of schedule. You can't say because of more wins. You can't say because of less losses. And you got their 2-time defending champion. They heard my cry. Thank you. They're number 2 where they should be. They'll be hosting throughout the playoffs until they get to the state championship. FPD finished number 1. For Coach Mathis' team, they got a bye this week. Last year they played Southwest Georgia, who was their number 1 ranked team in 2A. This year they're going to be taking on Southwest Georgia and Deerfield Windsor. So they are going to do a doubleheader, and we will broadcast that on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I don't know why I didn't think about them doing that again when we just had our meeting trying to schedule. Dana Barker, I told you to text me and let me know about the schedule. The guy keeps up with all things baseball, along with Auburn, along with weather, along with
the River Dragons,
Lions, Clingstones. How do you let that slip, man? All right. We'll be there for that. Because they don't want to go 2 weeks. They didn't play last week, Mike.
Exactly.
But I'm telling you right now, if Brookstone wins the state championship, they'll probably end up being in the top 2 because Harris County, they lost this week to Kell 24-10. I didn't want to drop them out from there. But if Brookstone does win and make it to a state championship, obviously I can see them jumping over Harris County. And then finally at number 1, they got more wins than everyone. I know County beat them the one time they played them in the Border Wars, but Glenwood's been the most consistent team. What a way to take down Wicksburg, and I think they're going to win a state championship. Top 3, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. Like you spoke about with Brookstone. Looking forward to them going into the playoffs. They're going to have those 2 little warm-up games against some 3A teams in GIAA to try to keep fresh. Like they said, they had the last week off, get the arms a little bit of recovery going on because you've got the depth of pitching at Brookstone, that's for sure. I mean, you've got Luke Vale, you've got the Lowry brothers, you've got Mitchum Kelly that can all start ball games for Brookstone, and then you have Brendan Neal that can come in late and close it out. Brendan Neal also top at the plate. Gray Jones leading everything off from the catcher position at the top of the lineup. Able to hit, able to get on base, going up to Lee University next year. So you got the talent, you've got the ability out there with Coach Mathis and Coach Howard to take this team to that level and try to take down FPD for another year. Then you've got Harris County. Great season for those guys. Coming back from what they came from just before the season started. Those young men, Dejon Elder being the leader of the team. You've got other guys coming back later in the season like Caden Dimitri. Then you've got Will Dimitri out there who's a stellar arm on defense and also can hit. So a lot of players they get to look forward to. They were young as well, so we'll get to see how they do next year as well. And then, of course, Glenwood. Basically been the cream of the crop around Columbus for a long time here, around the Columbus and Bi-City area with Phoenix City. But Coach Fanning's always going to take teams to the title. He's always going to have a stellar program. And you look forward to guys like Kyle Lawrence, Carter Judah, all these guys, Cooper Favors on the mound. I'm looking forward to see how they do the rest of the season in the playoffs, see if they can get another state title over there in Alabama in 3A.
By the way, Brookstone will be on the road at Southwest Georgia, is from what I can tell. We'll find out, but I know they will be at Southwest. They says they're playing different wins, and I'm thinking they're playing at Southwest. Like all three schools are going to be playing each other, kind of just to stay in shape. And again, it will go on the record, but it's kind of smart how they do it. They get to play a game, goes on the record, but has no effect to the standings already out. The bracket's already out, means absolutely nothing. So there is our top 10. Glenwood will be at home against the Altamont School. Do you think the Gators have any problems after going 3 games with Wicksburg last week? I've tried to find some research on the Altamont School. I know from my good friend Mike Peacock that apparently knows everything in Alabama. He says they are a private school. It's pretty much all I know, Mike. Do you know anything about them, and do you think the Gators have any problems with them?
Now, I wouldn't say they weren't going to have any problems with them, but
out
that's
of Birmingham, by the way.
Yeah, out of Birmingham. But it's one of those things where I believe just Glenwood just has the depth, has the ability to be able to take on most of these teams. Altamont's going to come in 14-11 on the season. They won their region, went undefeated over there in their area. I keep forgetting Alabama's area. Georgia goes by regions. But took down teams, didn't play a whole lot. I mean, the first part of the season didn't play a whole lot of the higher talent, but they kind of got some with the 11 losses, playing teams like Demopolis, Helena, Oak Mountain, getting losses there. But
they did beat XL Panthers, and it was 25-7 on the year. Was able to take them down last week, man. So a big win in that regard to even get them in the playoffs. So they're a feisty bunch, but I'm with you. I don't think they're going to have a chance to be able to take down the Gators. I think the Gators are just too deep, and they got too much depth, and guys like Carter Judah and them are playing excellent ball. And winning 17-3 and if necessary on the road, that shows you the determination in a team that's got 10 state championships in the last 15 years.
Yeah, to come out that strong in a game 3.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, knowing what they had to do. So, I mean, I believe just with the amount of athletes they have, the depth they have, like I said earlier, like last couple of weeks, Glenwood has a lot of kids on that baseball team that play other sports. So it's not just like they're just baseball kids. They come out, they look athletic, they are athletic, and they're a pretty intimidating team for the high school level when they show up in those uniforms.
No doubt. And don't forget, we'll have on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show this either Wednesday or Thursday. That will be up in the air, but we will have a segment with Tyler Dykes and Richard Holdridge talking about soccer. Columbus and your alma mater, Jordan, Elite 8 boys this Tuesday. We may end up doing that game. Stand by on that. We're going to try our hardest because you know how the restriction of the GHSA is. So we'll try to be there for that.
With the Carmen and the Gray of floating. Let's go Red Jackets.
Hey, let's
take down those Blue Devils.
And they have a chance if they win to win a state championship. I really firmly believe it. They've been top 4 all year in 2A. Brookstone girls, they'll be hosting this week, and that is it because Pacelli girls, top 4 seed, they got a bye. And then Brookstone boys, Pacelli boys, and Calvary boys all finished 1, 3, and 4, respectively, in the GIAA. So all of them get buys. And I was trying to tell some of my compadres over in Macon because, they think everything in Macon is all grand. And listen, Macon's great. Love Macon. They got some excellent schools down there. Middle Georgia Sports Live. Love everything about Macon. Trust me on that.
Love you, Brett.
But when I tell you this, and it comes to boys soccer, Calvary, Brookstone, and Pacelli have been beating each other up, and they've been in the top 4 all season. there hadn't been another person or another team in the GIAA that's had to face the schedule they have. Plus, don't forget Columbus, Jordan. They play some of the Columbus schools, who, by the way, look like they're going to win a championship. This is a hotbed for great soccer programs, and we know that with Woodruff and Concord Fire and all the others lower youth leagues for soccer in our area. So I'm telling you right now, it's going to be an all-Columbus final. I don't know if it's going to be Pacelli Brookzone, Pacelli Calvary. It's going to be one of those, so looking forward to that. But we are cheering on, though, Jordan and Columbus to continue moving forward, and we hope that's awesome for Muskogee County. Let's take a break. When we come back from break, we'll bring on the man himself. It's Dana Barker. He'll be on with me and Mike Frost, talking all things everything, because that's all he does. He's Swiss Army knife. There's not anything he doesn't know. Be right back after this.
Listen up. This isn't some fast food nonsense. Our kitchen runs full tilt because shortcuts, not our thing. Those jar desserts, made by hand. Our Cayenne Ranch doesn't make itself. Our tenders are real tenderloin. Not like the other guys. Nope. We put the work in early. We brine. We buttermilk. We hand bread. Our cooked-to-order tenderloins rule the roost. It's real. Handmade.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
A strong workout needs a strong recovery. And with your Planet Fitness Black Card, you get access to 6 new amenities, like the Red Light Sauna and Polar Dry Plunge, both designed to reduce muscle soreness and relieve tension. Reset, restore, and recover your muscles so you can do it all again tomorrow.
You gotta try this.
Join Planet Fitness today for just $1 down, $24.99 a month.
New Black Card Spa amenities. Even stronger value. Deal ends May 15th.
You thought, or you would think, professionals would step in right there and say something. Dana Barker, all things Swiss Army knife.
You would think somebody would cue me and tell me when I was up. I don't know.
Nobody was going to say nothing. We were just going to sit there and look at the camera. Listen.
Not you, Chris. You're fine.
Chris
Gates walked out. He does a hell of a job. Oh, never mind. He had to do something else. I'm sorry. Chris does a hell of a job with this show. I'm telling you.
He does. Yeah. He has been, without Chris Gates as a backbone of the start of this company, Toygar Isla out there too, and Big Rich, the original 4, I don't know where we would be, to be honest. Because when I started this endeavor, in all honesty, I started this just because I wanted to be a hot mic. I just wanted to talk. I wanted to call games. I wanted to have fun. I didn't know anything about OBS. I didn't know anything about putting up a score bug, what Uno was, how to do any of that stuff.
Was like draw 4? Or?
Yeah, no, it's literally what is in singular. It's a whole type of things in streaming that I knew nothing about. And luckily, I partnered with 2 guys that knew what they were doing. And honestly could have done it on their own, but decided to come on with me, and it's been a match made in heaven. So that's why I always make sure I'm very protective of my boy Chrissy, and I will take down anybody that thinks they're going to take him from me. He has been he's been my guy. But Dana, how you been, dude? Last time we talked, River Dragons were in the midst of a playoff run. Know they came up short against PD. It seems like every time they win on the road and come home, they lose. What is that,
I have
Dana?
no idea,
So kind
man.
of set the stage for us, man.
I have no idea. First take the Monroe series, back up to that. That was a good one. We went home, we lose game 2 of Monroe, and we're like, oh, here we go again. But game 3, the boys shocked the world and won. Now we're playing PD, and we're like, oh man, PD beat Athens, shocked the world against Athens, scored 15 goals on the Athens Rock Lobsters, which is hard to do.
Right.
A goaltender that was like a top in the league, Carter McPhail, or not Connor McPhail. Carter McPhail. I don't know why I said Connor. I got Connor on the brain. Carter McPhail had been a hell of a goaltender the entire year. PD puts 15 goals on him in 2 games. Now we're the higher seed. We host. Game 1, we go to Florence, we win. We're like, oh man, we're riding high. We were talking about the Joker quote. Trevor Babin, he ran into a couple of things in Monroe. We tried to show him some love game 2, call him the Dark Knight, put a little bit for the Batman movie when he did the intro. We did it all out. We are 25 seconds from winning. 25 seconds from winning and going on and play Binghamton, and PD scores a goal and ties it. And it's like we had a big balloon, and air just went out of the balloon. And overtime, about halfway through, PD scores. Okay, cool, 1-1. Go from Saturday to Sunday. I love the crowd. I love our fans, but on a Sunday,
it's tough, man.
It's a different crowd than it is on a Saturday. It just is. So the energy's there, not as much. It's kind of a quiet game. We're up, though, 2-1, and then a minute 1 left. PD scores to tie the game. It's like deja vu all over again. And then this time they score about a minute and a half in. That's it. That's the season.
Unbelievable.
So we had some ups and downs. A lot of people are pointing to in the third period of both games. We went into kind of a prevent, kind of a shell. And you know the saying, if you go into a prevent, the only thing you do is preventing how to win. Yeah. So, come what may, we had a heck of a team and just fell short. It is what it is. I mean, we talked about it, last time I was here, Thrift, those damn best-of-3 series, you don't know what's going to happen. You just don't know.
Absolutely not, man. But I still think it was a great year.
Absolutely.
Still for the River Dragons, fan attendance was incredible this year. All in all, what do you put this? Because how many years have you done this now, PA, and for River Dragons and Cottonmouths?
Cottonmouths probably 20 or so. Often I'm doing that or doing music or doing both.
But you've been involved, so what do you rank this? How do you think about this season? It started very tumultuous, man.
I would say, as far as a group of guys who put it together and as far as the comeback story, one of the best. I put that up with the last Cottonmouths team that they had the bus crash in Peoria, and they came back and made it to the playoffs and hung with Macon that won the cup that year.
Yeah.
I put it with that. But as far as overall expectation versus disappointment, that's up there as well. That's like the team 2 years ago had the best record in Columbus hockey history. We won. Yeah, we won the regular season in the Fed. We were better than that 97-98 team. I don't know if you were even. You were a wee bit. You were a wee one.
5 years old.
I think Mike and I were. We were raising Cane in Columbus. My son had Raising Canes, by the way. So we were in Columbus. We know, but there hadn't been a team better until 2024, and then they fell off. So I mean, Buffalo Bills, man. I'm telling you, this is 4 straight semifinals now where the River Dragons have been eliminated.
Unbelievable. Man.
Yep.
But still a great year, and we still support those River Dragons.
Absolutely.
And can't wait for next year. Mike, Clingstone's season's underway. They've been playing some good ball. I saw that yesterday or today they had 13 home runs was that for both teams?
Yeah, both teams had 13 today.
Are they pitching?
That's one of the things.
I've never seen that in high school, Mike.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to bring up. It's this year, as far as the Clingstones go, it's like a complete opposite from what we had last year. Last year, they couldn't hit with a boat oar out there, and the pitching was phenomenal. The pitching was great. Yeah. And then this year, it's like the complete opposite. The batters are there. David McCabe, Lisandro, he's out there hitting. And then their starting pitching is pretty good with Brett Sears and Eric Hernandez. But once you get to the bullpen, it's like fair game. The other team, all they have to do is just probably try to get the starters to throw enough pitches to get pulled out of the game around 4 or 5 innings. get to the bullpen, then light them up because they just lost 5 of 6 this week at home after being in first place.
And now look, if you
they're
look at
one
the
game
standing,
below 500 now,
right.
and they dropped down below Montgomery, I believe is what it is. No, Chattanooga.
No, Chattanooga's in the Southern
Yeah,
League.
it is.
Montgomery though goes
Montgomery.
up 14-13. I mean, they're 14-13. Columbus now 13-14. That 3-game lose streak hurt them. But again, I feel like looking at this, there's 2 games separating 4 teams. We got a long way to go. But you're right. When the pitching comes along, you feel confident about the way, especially how this team is hitting right now.
Oh yeah, baseball's always about pitching and defense. You can have the hits out there, but when it comes to, I guess what you say, like any other team, defense wins championships, no matter what sport it is, especially once it gets to the playoffs. For Columbus to get to the playoffs, you have to win either the first half or the second half. You get 69 games per half. So right now they're about 27 games in. They still have 42 to go in the first half. So we'll see if they kind of get a little bit more flow here. You might get some guys caught up. You got Cam Caminiti, who just threw 4 shutout innings up in Rome today. So no telling at what point he might get the call up to Columbus and move up to AA. But that's one of the things about it is in minor league ball, it's kind of hard because it's more of a developmental thing. You're not going to get all the big stars. You're getting kids that are trying to make it to the pros, so they're still trying to work with them. And right now you see that with the pitching staff with the bullpen. Maybe a little bit weak in the farm system of the bullpen right now, but the hitting right now is really turning it on. You got guys last year that kind of struggled a little bit at the plate, and Zabrowski, he's come out hitting the ball well. McCabe, I think he might be leading the Southern League in home runs at this point. So, I mean, it's a lot to look forward to, and they've done a lot out there with Pete Lavin as the GM out there, kind of getting a lot of these promotions going, a lot of things going on at the ball field, building a wiffle ball field just next to the entrance.
Right.
You know, trying to get more of that family deal. They've got the TVs now out there with the kids on so the parents can still watch the game even while the kids are outside playing. So, really fun times down there at Synovus Park, and it's getting really exciting. I'm ready to see what the next stages of building they're going to do out there. Kind of turn it into like a little mini battery like we see in Atlanta.
Well, we definitely want that, and I will tell you, if they're going to do that for Synovus, and then I'm hearing the Civic Center's trying to upgrade as well, let's add Memorial in that, and let's just get the whole shebang going along. You've been down there for a long time, Dana. People are crying for this. Some people are upset. Some people saying that they don't know if they want more businesses down there to take away what's already in Columbus. In my opinion, upgrading something like that will only bring more traffic to our great city. And are we not trying to do that? Are we not trying to give something fun and engaging to do in this city? Because people talk about, I hate Columbus. there's nothing to do here. I got to go to Auburn, Atlanta. If we build something like this, there will be no more complaints. What's your thoughts on them potentially doing that, Dana?
I wholeheartedly agree. I think Memorial Stadium is a necessity now. I mean, look at what we've lost. I mean, you know, we're in jeopardy of losing. I think we've lost Tuskegee Morehouse, right? Both our HBCUs, Fort Valley, Albany, right? I think we might still have that.
We still have Fort Valley, Albany.
Yeah,
we still have
Fort
that.
Valley, Albany, but I mean, you know, Tuskegee Morehouse is gone, but they're looking critically at our facilities, and they're not to snuff. I hate to say it, they're not. It'd be simple to go and put turf in at Memorial. That would be an easy fix to do that, at least. That and lighting. I know somebody was talking about something that Parks and Rec produced. It was like $100 million, proposal or something. Let's just put lights up, get turf in, just make it somewhat modernized. You've been in the booth. The booth is fine. I mean, the press box is fine. The seats are fine. It has that old-timey feel to it. But let's just do the things we need to do to keep what we have here at least. And then we can talk about the bells and whistles after that.
Columbus Lions, Mike, what a start for them. For one, the halftime performance has been absolutely through the roof. Cupid, Antonio Armani, and A.J. Robinson. I feel like they're doing a great job getting the community. It's a fun experience for everybody in the community. They're winning right now, and I just think they're doing all things right, which if it continues, that gives you another professional team to go and support. River Dragons, top notch. Lions, add that in the mix with the Clingstones. And I'm going to be honest, Columbus United is there too for soccer. I think what Alini and them do an amazing job. Like, it's hard to have one in a city like Columbus. It's not very big compared to the Atlantas and the Birminghams. To have 4 elite, well-run professional organization, that's top-notch. We'll talk about that with Dana in just a second. But first, with you with the Lions, what's your thoughts, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really good turn of events here with, like, Roger Beck taking over as the owner now, Corey Black as the GM. You really start to see that more of that community engagement out there. You got Damian Daniels, the head coach out here in the community as well. You see the Hummer driving around, the Big Lions Hummer. And right now, like I've actually seen people, I've heard more people talk about the Lions this year in public, at work, wherever you do. And then you also have the people on there, well, why are y'all just now talking about the Lions? Where have y'all been the last few years? Well, the Lions are new now. You've got Roger Beck and them actually care about this community and care about making this team known around here, care about a winning program, about a culture, and just giving back to this community, giving this community something to look forward to, whether it's on Friday, Saturday nights down there at the Civic Center. So it's just been a whole ordeal now with Beck taking over, with Corey Black as a GM, getting this talent in there for the halftime shows. No, like, weak talent, I guess you could say. I mean, Tonio Armani, Cupid, A.J. Robinson, all these kids that everybody knows. They're not just local guys, it's national talent. So it's been fun to watch, man, with the second coming of Espinoza at quarterback.
Yep.
Come on now.
They've been able to dominate on the field as well. It's been exciting to watch.
No doubt. Dana, your thoughts. You were able to see the Lions, and then big picture. Again, I know people keep complaining about Columbus, but you don't want to lose good things like what we got. Upgrade facilities at Memorial. Let Columbus United grow as an organization.
Absolutely.
Let the Civic Center be better for the River Dragons and Lions to continue to grow. Give them the same resources and the ability like the Clingstones. And I promise you, the way these organizations are run, they're going to produce similar results. I'm telling you. And then the winning's happening too.
Yep.
River Dragons are winning. Lions are winning. United made a championship last year. And then the Clingstones. I don't get it right now how anybody can complain. Then you're not getting out of the house and that it's on you. It's not on all the teams we got in our area. So Lions and the whole shebang, Dana.
Let me piggyback on what Mike was talking about, bringing in Corey Black. I asked Damian something. I asked Damian about something with game operations, and he was like, I don't know. Because you know what I'm used to doing? I mean, I was used to asking Jason Gibson that because Jason Gibson would wear the operations hat. He would wear the coach's hat. He would do all that.
Right.
Having a guy like Corey in there and having an owner like Roger Beck, they separate the game operations from football. All Dame has to worry about is those guys on the field and that 8-on-8 during the game. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
You know, Jason did the most. I love him to death, but it got to be a little bit too much because he was doing the football aspect and was doing the game loss aspect of it. So that's great that the Lions are doing that and separated that out. I also I went to Countries the other day, ran into Roger Beck and Jeff Krupp talking together. The partnerships between these teams now is something that I haven't seen in Columbus. So having guys that have business minds. I mean, a sports franchise is a sports franchise. A football team, you can have football, you can have hockey, you can have baseball.
Right.
The entertainment value overlaps. What you're doing to bring the crowds in, Cupid could play at the Civic Center. Cupid could play at Synovus Park.
No doubt.
Yeah, so I mean, you can overlap the entertainment aspect of that and the game operations aspect of that, and I think we're seeing a lot more of that. And of course, you know, Elaney and the guys. I know Elaney personally from working with TVM, things like that, with the United. So I mean, it's a lot. The whole landscape in Columbus is better in these past couple of years, and I've seen it in quite some time.
No doubt. And we're glad that we get to be a part of it. We're the broadcast partner for the Lions. We are going to be for the Columbus United. And we cheer on the River Dragons. We cheer on the Clingstones. And I'm all about everyone working together. I'm all about cross-promotion. I'm all about finding a way where if the United, the Clingstones, and the Lions are all playing, let's find a way where all three of them get some type of package deal where you can walk each one. And then if we got some type of battery, you get to walk through all River Walk and all the fun, just beautiful atmosphere downtown. So glad we got to have that conversation. I do want to wrap it up here, Dana. Spring football, as a guy that is a Hall of Fame referee for many years, made it to the Super 7. I don't care what you say. You run an organization like that with a bunch of grown men, and I know about Dylan and trying to manage grown men. It is never easy, and then you had to deal with the coaches that hate y'all, the fans that think y'all are the devil when you walk on the field. There's so much stuff, so I give you credit for it. But spring football right now, what's going through these teams' minds, like the Centrals and the Glenwoods and the teams that have had a lot of success, Brookstone? What are they trying to accomplish in spring football? And for a referee, do y'all like being engaged with them in that to be able to like a professional development?
Absolutely. I mean, and it's also kind of kind of like an invite camp for us. It's kind of a way to bring in guys with a very low pressure situation. I mean, you're not going to have a coach screaming his ear off. You're not going to have Cody Flournoy at Central or or Watson at Harris County. He's not going to cuss you out and dog you out for something you do in the spring game. Right. And we swap guys in and out all the time, and we have people that mentor them during these spring games. So it's a very low pressure atmosphere, and it's kind of a recruiting tool for us to say, hey, you want to come do it? We'll come out here on May whatever. And just do it. It's low key. Get out here in shorts and your uniform, and it's good. That and just keep us fresh because a lot of us haven't been out there since November, December. So it's a lot of things keep us fresh. It's kind of an unofficial kickoff too because meetings start really after Father's Day toward July 4th, we start looking at training sessions, rule sessions for the year ahead. So it's not that far away right now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Mike, for you as a guy that used to coach, what are these teams trying to accomplish right now? We're going to get in the summertime and talk to some of these coaches and teams as we head into the season, but what is this for that time for them? Because some schools are playing a game. Some schools are using this just time to work out. Some really not even having spring because they're sharing athletes, and you got baseball teams so in playoff mode, Brookstone, so that makes it really tough to be able to do that. What's your thoughts on what are they trying to accomplish as coaches?
Right now, it's mainly about seeing what you have. You want to see what your roster is going to look like. You want to see, you get your inserts in there, get some of your playbook in there, see what it looks like, see what these kids can do. That way, come summertime, you have more of an idea of, all right, this is what we can run on offense. This is what our quarterback's capable of. This is how good our linemen can block. Defensively, what does our coverage look like? Are we better having man at corner or running more zones? Are our kids better at the zone coverage?
Right.
Can we blitz better? Are the defensive line fast enough to get penetration, or do we just set at the line and kind of hold there? So it's all different kind of aspects to it. You know, how strong your kids are. How, basically, yeah, like what kind of playbook are you going to have come fall? Every now and then, I know back then when I was coaching, we could have some of the 8th graders come up if they have clearance. So then you'd actually get an idea of what your incoming freshman class is going to look like as well in the spring. Then you also get the little aspect of, well, now you've come in the spring, now you can start working out with us after school. So then you start getting them in the gym. So spring's kind of like more, it's kind of like you brought up about with the referees during the springtime. It's also a recruiting tool for the football teams as well to get these kids to come out there. It's not, like I said, it's not high pressure. You're basically just learning. It's 2 weeks of just figuring out what the team's going to look like, figuring out what the playbook's going to look like, and then you know coming into the summer where to start. So that's one of those things. It's just, I love being out there for the springtime because it was hot enough. I needed to sweat off a few pounds anyway before the summer hit. So being out there, it was just a blast, and I look forward to seeing how some of these kids do in the spring.
Rumor, and I'm going to emphasize this, rumor has it that your alma mater is looking for a new football coach, and rumor has it that Mike Frost is going to be the Jordan Red Jackets on the sidelines this fall. No, but seriously, man, I'm looking forward to football season. I'm looking forward to breaking down a bunch of stuff. Dana, thank you so much for stopping by, man. Look forward to having you on real soon.
I should be along around here more.
Hey, and guys, you never know. In the next couple of weeks, there could be some big news dropping, too, around what we do here for Colin Scroggins, Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Home and Lifestyle Now. Who knows what we may add next. But thank y'all so much for watching. One more time, Mike Costello-Law, the man with a plan with the best rap music video out there. You call anybody else, you know you're in for not what you need. Call Mike Costello-Law, and thank you to Slim Chickens, our new sponsors. From Dana Barker, Mike Frost, I'm Thurp Barron saying thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.